Hold on just one more second. I'm just fixing the audio here. Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right. All right, and we're good to go. So what's going on, man? You got your first deal under contract?
Yeah, it's exciting.
Do you ever think it would come?
What's that?
Did you ever think it would come?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of made the commitment when I started with you, so I knew it was just a matter of time and keep plugging away, and it was just a numbers game. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. I always ask that question because I know, in the beginning, sometimes it can be frustrating. You go, you meet with a bunch of people who want more than their property's worth. You talk to a bunch of people that don't get back to you, and then finally it pops. And then obviously when it does, it's a lot of money. So tell me a little bit about the deal.
Yeah, so I actually called this lead, and I screened her on the phone pretty well. I got an idea what her motivation was to move, and what she was looking for. I always ask the same question, hey, what amount of money would help you move? What would make that move easy for you so that you can move in the timeline that you want to move? And she pretty much gave me a pretty close number to what I ended up offering her. And so the ARV on this property, actually, first off, the location is, it's a good location. It's a city just outside the state capital, Pennsylvania. Town in Middletown. It's a college town. It's where Penn State University's one of their sub campuses is.
How far is that? How far is that from you?
A couple of blocks.
Oh wow, okay, good deal.
Yeah,
makes it easier.
Yeah, and then so this street is a nice quiet street. There's off-street parking, a nice yard. The ARV on this property is about $75,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, little over 1,000 square feet. It is dated, does need some work. It needs about $10,000 to $12,000 in repairs.
Yep.
And that is those repair costs are as if I would sub them out as a contractor myself, and I would manage it. So
okay.
So those are where those costs are. And then she's ready to. We ended up scheduling closing towards the end of October, but she was pretty much ready to move out. So the discussion pretty much whenever I did the walkthrough, and everything looked real good. There was really no. I mean, it's actually a pretty nice property for the price. I ended up getting under contract for $20,000.
Oh man!
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of background noise, but it's not too bad. But yeah, you can't go wrong with 20,000, right?
Yeah, and so we're all in at 30. Well, with repairs, we would be at 35.
Yep. And out of curiosity, because I know we talked about this, when you first started, what would that rent out for?
So the market rent for that property is about $775.
Yep.
Now that would be as if you rented to a family, maybe a couple with one child.
Yep.
However, if you were to rent it to two college students, you could probably get anywhere from $1,000, probably $500 a piece from them is realistic. So 1,000 or a little above.
And how difficult would it be for you to get that 1,000? Like, would it be difficult or fairly easy?
The only challenge I see at this point is that I missed the beginning of the school year.
Yep.
So that's why I'm not. I would like to hold on to it as a rental, but that's the only issue I see at this point.
So what are your plans for it?
Well, my family's getting ready to sell a piece of commercial real estate, and they're going to 1031 it. So I see this as we're supposed to get together over the weekend here. They go to closing on Monday. I'm hoping to get my father through the property on Sunday, and then kind of add that to his one of his potential properties that he would 1031 for.
Oh, okay, nice. So you guys think you're going to hold on to it long term, probably?
Well, one exit strategy would be just to wholesale to him.
Yeah.
And I would wholesale that for 40. That's kind of my anticipation, at least numbers wise. And then the other option would be, to hold on to it as a rental. I mean, and then I'm a little hesitant about that because I'm also working on another deal from your lead list.
Yeah.
That's in York City. It's
Mhm.
right on the border of a commercial district. It's a great deal with seller finance. I'm pretty much deep in negotiations with this one. All the details are sent over to the attorney, and we're kind of, for my deposit on that, I'm hoping to use the wholesale money from the Middletown deal to use towards my York multifamily that I'm working on. So I'm leaning a little more towards wholesale on it, although
Yeah. It's a good problem to have, but it is the problem that you start to run into once you start processing all these leads. Is like you got to figure out like where you're going to maximize the most your money and your time and everything like that. A lot of times it's not that uncommon for somebody that we work with to like jump in on something really soon, and it's not a killer deal, and they jump on it because it is an okay deal, but they just don't understand that there's going to be more in the pipeline, in the future. So it's like, I mean, but man, I'm just jealous of your market because when you buy something for 20 grand and you can rent it for even 750, it's just like the market could go to zero and it's still a great deal for you. I mean, you're practically paying nothing for it. Could you rent it in the current condition?
Well, actually, most of those repairs are exterior.
Oh, wow.
So it needs a new roof, which no worries. It's not a steep slope roof. I was planning on probably just doing it myself.
Yep.
And then it should be resided.
Yep.
Some wear on the exterior. However, the rest of the building, I mean, is mostly cosmetic stuff on the inside, just to kind of freshen it up. But yeah.
So how many leads do you think you've gotten so far?
I have a total of 170 in my CRM. However, 50 couple of those are my own personal drive-by leads that I've entered.
Yep.
By direct mail.
Okay. How is so are you still doing, like, what does your direct mail campaign look like right now?
Well, it's slowed down a little bit because I'm also taking real estate classes at this time. So
yep.
I'm really, through working with Carrie, I'm managing my time a little bit better. So I'm back on the handwriting direct mail letters, but that's pretty much what I was doing. Handwriting the envelope, slapping a stamp on it and sending it off.
So do you feel like you've gotten busy enough that is that one of the reasons you kind of slow down on the mailers?
Well, out of the 51 that I did, I had one that came through that was a really good deal, and my offer wasn't as low as I think she had gotten another offer that was higher than mine.
Yep.
Guys overpay in my market.
Yeah, people overpay. The problem is that the people who don't have a marketing funnel set up like how you have it set up now, they don't have as many opportunities. Yeah. So the problem is they just say, yeah, either I do this deal or I don't do anything. That's what it comes down to a lot of times. So, it is what it is. I mean, you're gonna get overbid, but the good thing is you'll get enough leads and enough face-to-faces to overcome that. How many face-to-faces have you gotten so far with our leads?
8.
Okay.
And one of them was a retail lead that I knew I was going into a retail lead. It was actually one that came from you that I recognized the name on. And I had actually quoted her in addition earlier this year, and I kind of knew their situation. So it was more of a friendly, I'm coming out just to maybe help you out and just give you some advice. So.
Do you think on that one you could have converted it into a listing if you had your license?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So is that what kind of made you like start pushing towards getting licensed?
No, I had the mindset that I was going to get my license after, first starting with you. So, I mean, that was kind of my original game plan. Mm-hmm. It was just a matter of I had missed the summer classes, so now I'm in the fall class.
Good deal. So, all right. So you got a bunch of leads. You got 8 meetings. How many weeks has it been so far? Do you know?
We're just over the 6-week mark.
All right. So you are pretty much exactly on the pace I would say is reasonable, because we always say like you get somewhere between 12 and 20 appointments. You've got 8 so far. You're halfway through. Leads are still coming in every day for the most part, right?
Yeah, it's slowed down, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, but it's like, but you're not going like 3 or 4 days without a lead or anything like that,
No,
right?
it's 1 to 3 or 4 a day, give or take.
Oh wow, yeah, all right. So we see the thing is like market like yours, sometimes they produce like you actually are getting more well, a lot more leads than the normal market, but your market is just easier to generate leads in. But the profit margins are probably a little bit lower on the flips. Like if you were to flip that first one, what do you think you would make?
Um, the one I have under contract.
Yeah, the one that you're thinking about wholesaling to your dad, or
Um, so even if I put it on the market as a really hot price to move it right away at 70,000,
Mhm.
72,000 or so, that would leave uh, 40,000 in profit. I mean,
Yeah, which is
not,
good. I mean,
the,
it's just different because like in Boston, 40,000 is low on a fix and flip, but we have to put up a couple hundred, 2 to 300 grand to
Sure.
make 50 or 60. You're talking about putting up like 30 to make 40. So
Exactly.
I, I'd rather be in your market, honestly. Just
Well, just so that you know, our market's somewhat slow at this
yeah,
point.
yeah,
Our days on market is probably, well, it is above the national average, but it's things in this area are very conservative and it's not a hot market right now. So
yep,
that's why I'm a little reluctant to just fix and flip it.
yep.
However, if I can list it and, if I started renovations on it and then list it myself as well, it would definitely be very profitable.
The other thing that we do, and once you get your license, you can start doing this kind of as a practice. If we're thinking about fixing and flipping something, we'll close on it and just put it on the market. And in a lot of cases, we're getting the same as if we did the actual renovation. So in this case, where the property doesn't need too much work, I mean, $12,000 is really not a lot. You may be able to have gotten away with not doing anything and just tossing it on the market and just kind of being done with it.
And
But
that might still be that's actually a really good point because that might be an opportunity just to put a new roof on it and maybe do some things so that it could be financeable because the roof is it's in need of repair.
yeah, you got to get it financeable for that to work. So yeah, if you got the roof done, I mean, but your budget of 12,000 isn't. I mean, how long would that take you to get that project done?
Well, then, I mean, now we're talking 4 or 5 thousand for a roof. You know,
Okay.
it's a little bit of rubber and it's a little bit of shingle roof, so it's not a steep pitch. So
Hmm.
we're really not talking a whole lot of money for a roof. So
Yeah. Um, do you feel like you're able to kind of keep up with a lot of the leads, or is it like been too many, do you think?
it, I don't want to say it's too many. It can never be
No,
too.
I no, I mean like it won't change. I mean like the budget's running, right? So
Yeah.
like nothing's gonna you're not gonna get less leads by telling me you have too many, but like do you feel a little bit overwhelmed sometimes with
Um,
them?
it is a bit of a challenge because
Yeah.
I'm a contractor by trade. So I have a full time job as well as doing the real estate classes, and so it is a bit of a challenge. I mean, I'm I'm working. I'm up early, and I'm doing 15, 18-hour days. I'm going till late at night. My classes are evening, so I may wake up and get going at 6 a.m. and I don't hit the sack till midnight. So you
Yeah.
know those are pretty average days. So
Yeah.
you know, but
Is
those are big goals. That's what I'm pushing for right now.
yep.
So you know, I
So
probably don't know myself. So
so how many deals do you think you need to do before? Because I mean I'm assuming your goal is probably not to do the full-time thing, right?
uh,
Or would you keep doing that?
yeah, I want to be able to diversify my income so that I really have like three legs to stand on. So I would have the real estate agent side,
Hmm.
for listing properties, and then have the fix and flip / rental properties. And then I'll still continue to do construction. I'm actually pretty closely working with another construction firm in the town I live in, and I help them out on all the estimating now. They pretty much turn all their estimating over to me. So as a consultant, that seems to work pretty well. And, so I stay busy. It works out well.
Do you have kids?
Yeah. Yeah, I got 3 of them. I got 2 boys and a little girl. So
Okay.
And the oldest one, he plays football for the high school team. And he's in some other extracurricular stuff, and he just started driving, so it keeps me really busy. So
Yeah. I kind of by your schedule, I was thinking, oh, maybe he doesn't have kids, but man, you got 3 kids nice. Too. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways to kind of maximize what you're doing. I mean, but there's probably nothing to be done in the very, very short run. I mean,
I'm probably just keep hustling, I think.
Yeah, I think in the short run, but like I think once you start to get some of this off the ground, it might make sense for you to have like an admin maybe to start doing some of the initial lead follow up, because if you've got that many leads, you've probably got a bunch of people that you just haven't been able to get to.
Yeah.
And it's like you probably can't work any harder right now. So you would need someone to do that for you, and you're probably leaving a little bit of money on the table, but we can kind of figure that out. One thing I'm kind of toying with the idea of is for people like you, and this is, not something that's on the table like in the next couple weeks or anything, but maybe in the next couple months, having somebody to kind of manage the initial lead follow-up and just getting you out there on appointments. Because how many hours a day or hours a week do you think you're spending just trying to follow up with the leads?
Well, I block out an hour every day for lead time, but I tend to go over that.
Yeah.
And then I just make sure that I move it up or back depending on how my day's going. But yeah, usually at least an hour a day.
And what was I going to say about that?
Oh, man, a little more out of the gate. I would spend a little more time on leads when there was a lot more coming in every week. But now that it's slowed down a little bit, I typically spend about an hour.
Did Kerry show you how to load them into the dialer to call all at once?
We started. She did give me the information on Mojo Dialer. However, I haven't gotten started on that yet.
Okay, because the reason why that's so good is that you can literally just load up, if you've got 170 or whatever leads, you can just load them all up, and you could probably get through all of those people in 2 to 3 hours and at least hit them with one phone call. Obviously, you're not going to talk to all 170, but you can really whip through some of them. The thing with these leads that's important to like just keep in the back of your head is like it's very common for somebody to fill out a form 6 months or a year or even sometimes 2 years before they're ready. You're going to get ROI on your money right out of the gate, as you've already kind of established. But there's more to be made even with the leads that are in there that aren't ready. So there's going to be a bunch of people who you don't talk to right away. And that's why, like, as your leads continue to increase, you're going to want to block off, either you or an admin or somebody block off like a day a month just to go through all of your old leads. The way that we do it in the Boston office is I have all of my real estate agents calling through all of our old leads. So we've got, I think, like over 10,000 old leads at this point, and they just continuously dial through them. And it's crazy. I'll see someone who filled out a form 4 years ago that I'm buying their house today. So it's just not something that you really want to worry too much about as of like right this second, because it's not like you have thousands of leads, but you also don't want to lose any of those opportunities. And I know you're overwhelmed with you've got the kids, real estate, the contracting. I mean, you've got so many different things going on, but just, something to think about.
No, definitely. And, I watch Greg McDaniel run through his calls, and, that's an inspiration. That's kind of where I want to be, running through calls on a daily basis.
Yep.
But so just managing time at this point. I'm pretty much just prioritizing where I can with my time. And
what else do you need from us, if anything?
No, I don't. I hate to say I'm good, but I'm very happy with where I'm at.
Yep.
I will say that, and I'm excited about the things that are in the near future here.
Yeah. You got to not that you have any more time, but you should come down to our office one of these days. It doesn't have to be, now, or, it doesn't have to be next month or anything. But if you do get any free time, I think coming out here, you'll get a pretty good perspective of, like, not necessarily that you want my exact business, but you'll get some really good ideas and probably see some of the support people that you're going to end up needing to bring on in the future. So if you ever feel like coming out here, just let me know, and we can definitely make that happen and give you the tour and give you the walkthrough of what everybody does and how they fit into the entire business.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great.
Has Terry been helpful with everything?
Oh yeah, she's been great. I think her and I get along pretty well. We're both pretty strong D's.
Yeah.
If she hasn't told you, so
no.
I end up falling in that like 99% category, I guess. So
yeah. And did she have you take the disc?
Yeah, Tony Robbins disc profile there, and I was a 99% D. So yeah, so I tend to, I guess, be a little overbearing at times, is what that would indicate. But yeah. So
well, it's not even just overbearing. It's like you're basically like, like you're a killer, right? Like, you put things in place, right? So you probably don't overthink things. You take action and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I have a cautious side of me too. So, I'm in a conservative area. So, I still do have a pretty strong cautious side. But, yeah. And part of the sales side, I'm a big follower of Grant Cardone. So, I've gone through a lot of his sales training. And so,
his stuff is awesome.
The training side is really important. So
cool. And about, I don't even know, you might not even need it at this point, but about all the training that we do, that we have, it's available every day, right? Like we're doing training sessions every day now.
Yeah. I need to get a little more information on that, but okay. I am familiar with it. I haven't. Yeah,
you may not have time, but there is training. Like every single, like Monday we do Mojo training. Like Tuesday we do technology training. Wednesday we're doing the sales call training, like what happened on the appointment and all that kind of stuff. So I'll send you a link with all of the. Actually, let me see if I can just pull that up now.
I know I did try to log on to one of the. I think it was a lead training. Follow up on lead training, and I was having troubles getting in. So I think I tried that 2 weeks in a row and had troubles getting in. So I ended up just holding off.
Okay. Yeah. It's www.oceancityweeklytraining.com. So again, it's oceancityweeklytraining.com. So if you do ever want to jump on, so if you go to that URL, it's going to actually just show you the whole training calendar, and then it'll show you where to sign up if you want to jump on. But yeah, obviously, and if you need me or you need Carrie at any point, like how often have you been meeting with Carrie?
On a weekly basis.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, I mean, she can give you like 99.9% of what you need. But if you ever, I wanted to touch base with you today because I wanted to make sure we're on, we're moving forward in the right direction, and if you need anything. But it seems like you've got most of the stuff all together. So I don't know if you need anything else, just let me know, but it seems like you're cranking along pretty good.
Yeah. Do you mind if I just share a couple details on that multifamily? Just my head's in the right place? So that multifamily is a few blocks from the other college that's close to us.
Yeah.
It's right on the outskirts of a commercial district. Matter of fact, there's a health and wellness big medical building right next door. The college is a couple blocks away. The property, I had originally offered $70,000 on the property with owner, as a cash offer, and then when I noticed that's not exactly what he was looking for.
He was looking for more.
Yeah, he wanted 90, and the ARV on it is 100.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a 3-unit multifamily. Okay, so to bring a little perspective to this, it's the first floor is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
Mm-hmm.
Market that building or that unit is actually undervalued at this time. It could bring in about another $125, $150 more a month.
What is it at now?
It's 500,
Okay.
and it could 650 is realistic for that unit.
But there are people in it though, right?
Yeah, the tenant there has been there for 5 years.
Okay.
So the unit's shown a little wear, so it would need a little bit of work to bring it back up.
Yeah.
The upstairs, it's a 3-story building. So the second and third floors are one unit, and that is a 4-bed, 2-bath. And she is Section 8, and she pays $800 a month.
Okay.
And then there's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath above a garage out back. It's actually a really nice apartment that is, and I think it's $500 or $600 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So all in all the rents combined come to $1,795 is the exact number.
$1,795 fair market, or it would be a little bit higher if you bumped up that first floor?
That's actually what they are now. So and even the upstairs unit is under market value.
So market might be like $2,000, just to throw out a random, like estimate.
That's probably pretty close.
And you can get it for under 100?
Yes, with seller financing.
With seller financing, and what's the condition on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's a fair property. It's a 7. It's a 6.5, 7 right now.
It's hard for me to even wrap my head around this deal because, what is you've got to be like $600 or $700 cash flow, right?
Yeah. The taxes are a little high on the property.
What are they? Do you know?
$3,100.
Okay, that's not crazy though. So
can I give you a couple more details?
Yeah.
So that 4.2 that's upstairs on the second and third floor, it has the opportunity. I kind of looked at a value add for this property, and I believe you can split that 4.2 into a 3.1 and a 1.1. And if I split it into 3.1, that should bring $800 a month steady, and the 1.1 should bring $600.
How do you know that you're able to?
$575.
How do you know that you're able to just add a unit like that?
Actually, so there's a room right next to a bedroom downstairs, or on the second floor, that is directly above a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So the first floor unit, if we were to build a chase and run the piping up to that room right above that kitchen, that would allow me to put a kitchenette or small kitchen in there.
Mm-hmm.
So for a 1-bed, 1-bath, I'd have a small kitchen. It'd be a small unit, but
zoning wise, in your area, you can just add a unit without going through any sort of zoning or anything.
Yeah, I would have to pull permits, and with every permit that you have to fill out a zoning application. But because I'm only going from a 3-unit to a 4-unit, shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, because in our the only reason I'm asking, in our area, that'd be a big deal. It wouldn't be an easy processing. Again, this is totally, area specific. So, just make sure that you can do that before making a decision. If you might already know, but that'd be a big deal for us. They probably would want to prevent us from doing that. So you could get to a 4, and then if you did that, what would the rents be?
$2,425.
And how much would it cost you to get to that 4 units?
$10,000.
Okay. And how much is she going to own or finance?
The owner right now is the owner financing. We agreed on a purchase price of $90, with $7,500 down. And at 7.5% interest, which I wasn't real crazy about. But I would be financing $72,500 with him.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, $82,500. Yeah.
Out of the 90?
Yeah. So out of the 90, take back 7,500 off. We're at just over 82,000.
So after you do all of this, can you refinance out and pull? Can you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah. So can you be in this deal for nothing?
Yeah, one of the agreed items is that I can refinance it with no penalty.
Yep.
Early payoff with no penalty. And he's
So
okay with
so what's the negative on this deal? I can't think of one. I'm serious. I can't think of one negative. I mean,
that. I mean, I like to bounce.
yeah, oh,
Things.
yeah. I didn't know if there was something in your head that you were like, this could be an issue or that could be an issue, but like, why does this person even want to do this? Like, why?
Well, his original reason is he is a business owner. He owns a fitness facility in the area,
Yeah.
pretty large fitness facility where he's in a partnership, and he was hoping to uh, upscale the fitness facility and also, cash out his partner,
Yeah.
maybe sole owner. And when I was doing my original walkthrough with him, I kind of asked him. I was, asking him questions. In the event that I can't give you a cash offer or what you're looking for, do you have some other options with that?
Yep.
So because he originally told me he wanted 90,000 so that he could 1031 into a larger property.
Yep.
So and he leaned to he indicated that I can get additional financing to cover, so if I don't sell this for if we work out some other deal where I don't sell this immediately, I'm okay. So in the back of my head, I kind of knew that I'm not going to just throw out my numbers just to give him 90,000, just so that he can be satisfied on his end. So I think we made it a win-win.
It sounds like a win-win. I mean, 7.5, yeah, it's a little high, but it's not crazy high. I mean, at the 7, so say that you throw in the 10, did you run the numbers if you throw in the 10,000 at the 7.5, what the net cash flow would be on a monthly basis?
I did, and I don't have those numbers immediately in front of me, but we're on a 15-year AM.
Okay.
So my monthly payment on that seller financing is $763, and then he has to hold the insurance on the building, which I agreed to. I told him I just want to be a certificate holder on it,
yeah,
so that I can keep track and make sure things are getting taken care of. And we were going to escrow that on a monthly basis. So those costs are about $65 a month.
Yep.
And then the taxes, 3,100. It's two something, 270 or so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if we were to increase, bump up the rents, I almost don't want to go in right away and bump up the rents. I mean, the first floor tenants, you're a tenant, and she pays every month, so probably leave that one in place. The Section 8 at $800 a month. I mean, yeah, she could be paying a lot more, but the Section 8 was just renewed on it.
Yeah.
So I would probably ride that out a little bit until I had a problem.
What are they paying out of the Section 8? Like, because usually there's a little bit that they have to pay.
Yeah, and I don't know the exact number on that. I believe the Section 8's covering probably about 2/3 to 3/4 of the. I mean, that's pretty standard, I believe. But
it can be anything. It can be almost 100%. Like we've got some rentals where they're paying us like $1,400, and the person has to come to the table with like $50 a month. So sometimes it can be almost nothing.
That one I need to dive in. I need to get a little more educated on that one then, because that 4-bedroom should be bringing in a lot more than that. So
Section 8 in our area is usually actually a little bit above market.
Yeah, that's the way it is here too.
Yeah, so it goes by bedrooms. So every county gets approved for a certain amount based on the bedrooms that they have, and it's just standard. So but yeah, Section 8's not bad because you get the money every month and you just get it direct deposited, which is nice. And man, on that unit alone, you're almost covering most of your expenses, which is like just crazy. So, I mean, you're going to at least make $500 a month on this, even just with the 7.5. And then if you bump up the rents and, you refinance it out. I mean, if you can have a building like this and make $1,000 a month, I mean, that's great. I mean, you get 10 of these and you've got, a salary there.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I, I'm a little timid and going about this myself. It'd be really nice to have a experienced partner.
A what?
And a partner would be really nice. Somebody that's experienced. That's why I guess I'm a little hesitant.
Which part of it, like the rental part or the financing, or which piece of it?
The financing and just making sure that, I have my books right, that, because I haven't gone down this road. My family owns rentals, but as far as being on my own, doing this myself.
I think once you do the first one, you're going to say that wasn't too hard. I mean, you're going to hit some bumps on the first one, but they're not going to be that bad. I mean, the thing is, like, people buying rental properties hoping to make $200 a month, and then if one person doesn't pay them, they're screwed. You've got a building in this building where 2 rents cover everything. So you're not going to, I mean, the biggest issue you're going to have is basically just getting everything up and running and, just learning the process. But financially, I think it's a great deal, especially where you don't have to put up very much of your own money. And then if you add value and you refi it out, I think after doing this first one, you're going to say, how can I do more of these? And I love that deal. I mean, I keep, in the back of my mind, I keep thinking, I'm looking for other markets to jump into. I mean, I may end up, looking for some rental properties in your area just based on these numbers. These numbers are really, they're just not normal, across the country.
No, and that's great. That's most of the old timers in my town that have rental properties, if they're breaking 1%, they're a lot of people overpay for stuff. It's just amazing. I do work for a lot of landlords, and I always, through casual conversation, ask what they end up picking the building up for. And I'll pay $120,000 for something that brings in $800 or $900 a month, and
that's why I'm saying on this one, like, a disaster scenario for you is you hate being a landlord and you just sell it, but somebody will pick this up because of the numbers. So somebody else will, like, if you were in my market and you bought this and you hated it, I mean, I'd be ready, sitting there waiting for you to dump it to me because just the numbers are so good.
Yeah.
So,
and I'd be open to discussing, off the webcast here, but I would imagine you need boots on the ground. So
yep. I really think for you in your market, again, not to get way too far ahead of like what you should be probably thinking about in like the 6th week, but I really think you have a great opportunity to create one of these turnkey rental property businesses just because of the numbers. If you can basically get somebody 1%, like if it's renting for $1,000 a month, get it for somebody for $100,000, you can sell that to people in my market. In my type of market, like Boston, LA, San Francisco, Phoenix, where we just can't get these numbers. Sure. So, yeah, I mean, you've just got a lot of opportunity in your market. I really, really like it. And I think you just got to keep putting in those 12, 13-hour days for now.
I wish I had a 12-hour day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So, but yeah, I would pick that one up if you can. I would. Yeah.
Okay. That's reassuring. I sent all the paperwork all the details off the attorney, and all 3 of us have been in communication. So.
Yeah. Someone who's on the line just asked, what is the magic number? Rents times 1%. So, what it is the magic number, which is kind of ideal, but you can't actually get it in every market. And in Jason's market, he's getting better than this, is you want to pay 100 times what the monthly rents are. So basically whatever you pay, you want to get 1% of that in monthly rent. So if you pay $100,000, you want to be getting $1,000 a month in rent. And the reason that you want to get that is that basically automatically guarantees cash flow. And so in his case, he's picking something up. So you'll be in it for, after you put in that 10, you'll be in it for like 110 maybe?
Yeah.
110. And then, and so a good deal for people in my market that they would drool over is to get $1,100 a month in rent. And he's going to be getting, what is it, 22, 23?
24.
24.5. So basically, like in most markets, you buy a property like that, you hope to make 100, 200, 300 bucks a month, and he's probably going to be making over $1,000 a month once everything's said and done, which is awesome. I mean, again, if you can just replicate that and continue going, it'd be great.
Yeah, and I asked the current owner what his vacancy was on the property, and he said it really doesn't sit vacant long because with college only a few blocks away, it's York College is the local college.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's a big medical facility right next door. He said there's always seems to be a demand for the rental. So
yeah,
do you have a percentage that you usually factor for vacancy?
We put in 5%. And in our market, things don't sit vacant. Like basically the day that somebody moves out, somebody moves back in. The vacancy factor that we have is really actually more for non-paying tenants. So once you get somebody who doesn't pay you, they may not pay you for 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. And that's really what we're putting in is like the non-payment factor. We call it the vacancy rate, but like in Boston, someone moves in, somebody moves out the next day.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much everything that's going on. Things are exciting right now. So
awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear it, and thank you for jumping on. You know how to get me. Obviously, you're in touch with Carrie every week, and I'm gonna take you off if that's okay. And then if anybody else has any questions, just let me know.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thanks, Jason. All right. Bye. All right, guys. So as you know, we do these every single week, Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. If anybody else has any questions, just type them in. If not, I appreciate everybody jumping on. We do have training now literally every single day. So we've got a full calendar that you can look at. Let me just check. Let me just make sure I have the right URL because I just started doing this. So if you go to www.oceancityweeklytraining.com. Again, that's www.oceancityweeklytraining. You can look and you can see what's on our calendar each and every day. We've got different things. They rotate every single week, different topics. So definitely check them out. And whatever you guys need help with, go into the Facebook page, www.questionsfortom.com. I appreciate everybody who was on the line today. And if anybody else wants to jump in next week, we're looking for people who want to be on live, want to ask questions, and provide me with some back and forth instead of just hearing me talk. I get a little bit bored just hearing my own voice. So I'd love to have somebody jump on if they want to. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.